You're watching the SCAC Player of the Week interviews. It's week 4 of the SCAC baseball season, and today we're joined by the SCAC Hitter of the Week, junior outfielder Brian Schaub of the Trinity University Tigers. And Brian, congratulations and thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Brian, you and the rest of your Tiger teammates now 11 games into the season, kind of gotten through the excitement of opening weekend and started to sort of get a feel for this group. 6-5 for those first 11 contests with an always challenging schedule going against some of the top competition in the country, most recently splitting a 4-game series against number 6 in the country, Wisconsin-Whitewater. Just your thoughts on kind of where this group is at as you sort of felt your way through the first, 4th or 5th of this season. Where's your confidence level right now with this guys?
I got a lot of confidence in this group. I think obviously this year compared to last year, Coach Scannell put together a great opening slate of games, a ton of talent, ton of great arms, ton of great teams that are coached really well. And I think that was a great opportunity for us to really get to see what we're all about. I think, we have a lot to learn and a lot to work on. And I know Coach Scannell's preached emphasis on, some of the points like pitching and good defense. Those are two things that we really want to work on, especially on the offensive side. Situational hitting, we need to get better with leaving less guys on base and having a better approach when we get in those situations. But I got a ton of faith in these guys, and I know we're going to put the work in. And I think there's a ton of growth still to be had on even a super talented roster. So those two factors alone are make me really excited for the rest of the year and where we can take this thing.
Individually, Brian, you were locked in last weekend at the plate, leading the Tigers to that 2-2 split, batting .429 with 3 home runs, 9 RBIs. For you, I'm sure that really lifted your confidence, starting to find your stride there at the plate. Just take me through your performances this past weekend. How were you able to be so successful at the plate, and how much confidence do you gain from a weekend like that?
Yeah, I just think it comes down, the performance on the weekend just comes down to the days and the weeks leading up to it, putting your work in during the week. The first 2 weekends I had been seeing the ball well, but, the swing wasn't quite there and I could feel it and I was trying to fight through. But, constantly, texting Coach Scannell, getting extra work in outside of practice hours. And I think it just comes to constantly, trying to get better, even after a great weekend for anyone, baseball is a humbling game. So, you just got to keep putting the work in and day out. And I think it comes down to that. But, from a team aspect, we just want to compete. We want to grind every day. So I think it's that mindset in, myself, but, the whole team, every day coming to office, putting in work, you always got to be getting better. So I think that's where it comes from.
Ryan, you mentioned situational hitting and trying to take advantage of the opportunities given and leaving less guys on base. I want to go back to that second game in the doubleheader on Friday. You walk up to the plate in the bottom half of the home inning and hit a walk-off grand slam in that 10-9 win. Just take me through that at bat. What is that moment like to be a part of? And as you're walking to the plate, are you doing the math in your head? Okay, one swing, I've got a chance to completely turn this game on its head. And kind of what is that moment, just rounding the bases and being a part of that with the team?
Yeah, I think, earlier in the season, and actually the very first game against Lynchburg, we faced an unbelievable arm. And even the reliever, he was a great pitcher. So we really struggled through about 8 innings of that game. And then we got to the 9th, and we got something going. And it just kind of felt like, hey, we just got to keep building this inning and something's going to happen. And I got up in a similar situation. We were down 2 runs. And there was also 2 runners on. So, if I would hit the home run, it would walk off, all that great stuff. But I ended up flying out to the warning track. But what I remember taking from that at bat was I did a good job of taking the emotion out of the game. Coach Scannell always talks about how college sports at all sports, all levels, is really built on emotion. And I've kind of learned in my 2 years here, especially at Trinity, you got to take the emotion out of the game, the emotion out of the at bat, and focus on what's most important. And for me, in that moment, it was just getting the next guy up. With the first 3 batters had all gotten on base, I was just trying to continue the inning, pass to the next guy, continue to build and gain momentum. Because 4 runs is a lot. That takes a long inning and like a bunch of great at bats back to back. So I was just focusing on getting a good pitch I can square up, shooting something into the outfielders, and maybe scoring a run or 2. I was not thinking about 4, but I just put a great swing on it, and it was great. University of Wisconsin-Whitewater is a great team, so getting a win like that, was an unbelievable experience.
Did you know it was gone right away? What was that feeling like? You're being humble, but just take me through when you hit it.
I think I didn't want to, jog out of the box too much. As soon as I hit it, I was just thinking double. But, after a first couple of steps, I gave it a peek and saw the flight. And, I kind of figured it was gone. So I started to try and, enjoy the moment. Coach Scott's another thing Coach Daniel has been preaching is enjoying the moment, whether it's a practice or in the game, and just enjoying the game, because the game's so hard. There's so many failures in the game of baseball. So just being present, helps you enjoy the moment with your teammates, but then also enjoy the little successes that comes with it. And that just happened to be one of those. But I like it. Like I said, it was an unbelievable experience, one that I will, cherish definitely the rest of my career and, life.
Ryan, for you in your second year there at Trinity, last season you come in, you have a ton of success on the field, but for you, I just want to ask, kind of as a leader, how you've sort of grown into that role. Last season, coming off the heels of the pandemic challenges and trying to just get the season in and all of those hurdles that you had to go through. Now you're sort of having a better understanding of the expectations from Coach Scannell, what you want of the guys on the team. Where are you as far as taking a hold of this program and finding that leadership that role for you? Has it kind of grown for you as the time has passed there in San Antonio?
Yeah, totally. Like you said, I think the best way to look at this is the two falls. My first fall coming in with COVID and the restrictions and stuff like that. My progress and my workouts was kind of solely focused on me. We weren't able to do much as a team. It was kind of getting your workouts in on your own. But this past fall was unbelievable, having a lot more freedom for team workouts and team lifting and stuff like that. I think that's where, this year, especially like you had said, I feel way more connected with the guys. Obviously as the year went along last year, I built those relationships and stuff like that. But this year, especially with the fall, and being able to work out every day, in the gym, on the field, all those long hours, I definitely feel more connected with these guys. And we've been able to build a great group of leaders, a bunch of the seniors, but even some juniors and sophomore guys that they really work hard. And this year, especially, you can feel the energy, you can feel the leadership. And I think it's going to take this group, on a great path. And I'm really excited for what the rest of the year entails.
Finally, Brian, just looking ahead to the rest of the season, weekend off coming up. It's been a busy first couple of weeks out of the gate to open up this 2022 campaign. How do you take advantage of having a weekend off, taking a few days away from baseball to maybe try and relax a little bit, but also then look ahead to the rest of the season? How important is this weekend to try and make sure you're ready to go as we get prepared for conference play?
Yeah, like you said, we're already jumping here into conference play, but even only after 11 games, the game is very taxing on the body. I know some guys are kind of banged up, so it's going to be a great opportunity for us to get some rest under us, but also a great opportunity to, do some scrimmages on our own, face some arms and continue to work on some things like pitching, defense, and situational hitting, like I had mentioned earlier, and really try and help us grow this weekend. I know we're going to treat these practices with just as much intensity as we would a game, if not more. We always need to continue to grow and get better day in and day out if we want to end up where we really want to get to. And last year I think it was great to make the regional, but going 0-2 left a really sour taste in a lot of our mouths. So I think this weekend in particular might set the tone for the rest of the weekend and how far we are able to go based on how many things we can truly work at this weekend and continue to grow and get better before conference play and Southwestern, like you said.
Happy Pennsylvania native this week's SCAC baseball hitter of the week for the 2022 season. Ryan Schaub of the Trinity University Tigers. Brian, again, congratulations on your honor and best of luck as you continue to move forward throughout your junior season.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.